Thank you, Steve. Now let me turn to why you all came out on this beautiful day and recognize our honorees. The first is your mayor. You know him better than I certainly do. But I think this is a high compliment for those of us that don't live and work in your community or pay taxes in your community. So I don't have the vested interest in all the things that happen here. We as a third party took a look from the outside and said, is something significant happening here? Or where are things that are significant happening? And this is one of the most significant. Since we launched our certification program, which is important to keep in mind is distinct from Build Green New Mexico. They're separate programs. They share a common certification protocol through a business relationship we have, but we have nothing to do with Build Green New Mexico, nor do they have anything to do with the Home Innovation Lab certification. We're completely independent of that. When we took our third-party view at it, we said, this is a community that needs to be recognized at the highest levels of their political leadership for creating, fostering, and putting policies behind promoting innovation consistent with our mission and putting these private sector forces to work. So it is our great pleasure to recognize your mayor, Mayor Berry, as one of the 2013, one of only 4 elected officials in this nation to be recognized as a partner of excellence. Mr. Mayor.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Michael, thank you so much. I heard you on the radio this morning. Well done. I know you and Rex were on talking to Bob Clark this morning about what you're doing here. I'm here to say congratulations to a lot of people. First and foremost, Rex Wilson, Paul Allen Holmes. I know he's standing back there. He was standing where. There he is. He's in the back. Way to go. Interesting story about how you got where you are today, and I want to thank you for your innovation, certainly. Michael, thank you so much to the Home Innovation Research Labs for helping industry understand how to do things at a top-notch level. And I come from industry, and then now I'm in public service. And it's so important that we have a third-party independent group out there that can talk to us as business people, but also who can talk to consumers about this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it, here's the science behind it. It's not just a feel-good thing, it actually makes a substantial difference. So your leadership is very important on a national level, and we thank you for that. Jim Folkman is here from the Home Builders. Thank you so much, Jim, for your leadership and all that you do with the Home Builders. Steve, thank you so much for Build Green and that initiative. And I remember that meeting very well, also at the mayor's office. And I think it comes down to a couple of things. I think you have to make some decisions based on what you think are the highest and best use of resources, number one, when we're taking your tax dollars and trying to give them back to you in the form of services and ordinances and regulations and all the things that you expect government to do. But also looking at this from the standpoint of how can we make it more achievable for people to succeed. And on that front, Susan Lubar is here. She's my director of planning. Mr. Conrad is here as well. We've got, who else we got here from? Yeah, Lan Carter's here from our planning department. And we sat down very early on in the administration, just like the meeting we had with Build Green, and we said, how can we help people succeed? And I think too often what happens is people try to decouple industry and the innovations that can come from industry and environmental stewardship. And I think today is exactly the proof that we're looking for, that those do not have to be decoupled. We can make common sense, pragmatic decisions. And now guess where we are today? We're all here in this backyard of this beautiful home celebrating Albuquerque, New Mexico as the national leader. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. That's amazing. So I think it kind of comes down to some of the things that Michael said. I believe strongly that we can do things that will foster environmental stewardship. It can make sense to people. We can do it in a way that incentivizes rather than penalizes. We can do it in a way that opens up opportunities for people to succeed. And all these subcontractors that are here with us today, and everybody that's out here swinging a hammer, these are real jobs that we're creating because people in the marketplace want to be efficient. People will do the right things. But this is a market-driven equation. And I think there's a reason that I think you guys are breaking ground, every 3 days, I heard you say on the radio, Rex, about every 3 days you're breaking ground on one of these energy efficient homes, and it's the market that's driving that. Our job as government was to allow you a way to facilitate that, and you've done a wonderful job. Let me give you some other stats. For FY13, fiscal year 13, that just ended in June. So our fiscal years end on June 30th and they start July 1st. So we're in fiscal year 14 now. But last year in the city of Albuquerque, we had 717 green permits. That's a 250% increase over FY11. And how did we get there? We got there because we incentivized it. We made it easier for you to do the right things. A couple of other things I think that are very interesting. A striking 98% of New Mexico's NGBS green certified homes, 98% of all those green homes are being built in the city of Albuquerque, New Mexico. All of them statewide. Again, a testament to a green-friendly environment created by allowing private industry to do what you do well, which is innovate. We want to be performance-based, not necessarily mandate-based. And we're a couple of other things we're doing in the city of Albuquerque. As you well know, we've taken our recycling program for the first time ever. We stopped talking about recycling. We have a $21 million public-private partnership that just opened up. We're going to go from an abysmal 5% recycling to 25% recycling and get ourselves to the forefront nationally from a recycling effort. And if you take all of the energy conservation measures, you talked about this, Michael, the next step is going out to existing buildings. Well, we've taken the lead on that at the city. We've spent 2.5 times more money than any previous administration on energy conservation measures just in the last 3 years. And we've taken it 4.5 times more projects in that. But I can also now turn around and tell you that not only have we reduced our carbon footprint as a city by more than 6 metric tons, by the way, that's 1,300 cars, the equivalent of the carbon emissions from 1,300 cars. But I also, as taxpayers, I can save you $1.5 million on your energy bill that you have to pay on behalf of the city. So these are return on investment things. These are things that make sense. And the more I think that we talk about it in that genre, I think the better off. And I think with the energy code, perfect example. We made a few minor tweaks. We respected the work that came before us, but we made it easier for industry to innovate. And you guys have taken that charge, and you're just hitting it over the fence. So I just want to thank you for that. So I'm really pleased to be a part of this. I'm really pleased to see people succeeding. I'm really pleased that we're doing great things for the environment. I'm really pleased that individuals in our community can actually buy a home with a reduced energy bill, live comfortably, save money, do good things for the environment, and it all comes from the hard work that's happening by Michael, with Rex, with Steve, with the planning department, and Jim. So you guys have brought us to the forefront of the right list. And people, as they look at Albuquerque, New Mexico as a place to do business, as a place to move their businesses, as a place to start their businesses, this is the kind of thing they're looking for. They're looking to be in cities that innovate and that do things, they do smart things and they do it the right way. And that's so much about what we're trying to do. So one last thing before I give up the mic, I want to thank the City Council. We don't get here without our friends on the City Council, who we went to very early on in this discussion, and we said we think we can actually move the ball farther down the field. We can move the needle more on environmental stewardship if we just allow industry to do what they do best, and that's innovate. So when you see one of the city councilors that voted for some of these things, say thank you to them as well. Once again, very humbled to be here. Thanks for letting us be part of something really great for our city. Thank you.